Welcome to the Family Holiday Destinations podcast, where we inspire your next family adventure. I'm Jessica Palmer, mother of two and founder of Family Holiday Destinations. Today's episode is inspired by a piece of travel news that made me happy, especially as a Queenslander. Jetstar has announced direct flights from Brisbane to Rarotonga in the Cook Islands, launching in May 2026 with 3 services a week. A low-cost, non-stop connection like this makes one of the South Pacific's most beautiful and underrated destinations suddenly feel much more achievable for Aussie families. And it got me thinking about our own time in the Cook Islands, in which we were fortunate enough to visit not only Rarotonga, but 3 of the other outlying islands. So today, after a quick travel news roundup, I'm going to share a story I originally wrote for Escape Cook Islands magazine on our stay on Aitutaki, an island that's regularly regarded as having one of the world's most beautiful lagoons. It's a place that captures everything I love about family travel, especially on an island. Slowing down, letting kids be kids, and finding joy in moments you never could have planned. Over the coming months, I'll also be sharing more Cook Island stories across the podcast and the Family Holiday Destinations website to help families make the most of these new flight options. Before we head to the islands, let's quickly run through a few family travel updates you might have missed. First, travelling to China is about to get easier for international visitors. China Daily has launched a new English language platform called Chinabound, designed to help travellers, including families, plan trips with less friction. It brings together destination inspiration, itineraries, bookings, and real-time support all in English. For families who've been curious about China but hesitant due to language or logistics, this is a really promising step forward. Next, South Korea has extended its visa-free travel waiver for Australians and New Zealanders until December 2026. That means no mandatory KETA paperwork before travel. From January 2026, travellers without a visa will simply complete a digital arrival card online, replacing paper forms and hopefully speeding up airport processing, a win when travelling with kids. And finally, a small but very practical new product for families, packable beach toys. An Australian brand called Coast Kids is gaining attention for flexible, squishable beach toys that pack flat in bags and spring back into shape at the beach. Less bulk, fewer broken toys, and more space for the essentials, which most parents will appreciate. Okay, on to the island of Aitutaki. Flip-flops in church. Written and recorded by me, Jessica Palmer. With my eyes closed, I listened to the harmonies soar to the heavens, then come back down, pulled by the deep voices of the men in a call and response type church hymn. I have no idea what they're singing, but the positivity shines through and I am enthralled by every single word. I open my eyes and notice an amusing contrast to the singing congregation's Sunday bests. Despite the dresses and suits, bright hats adorned with fragrant flowers, and hankies to wipe the sweat from their brows when the humidity is too much to bear, the entire congregation is wearing flip-flops, or as we call them in Australia, thongs. It's hilarious and totally appropriate for the island of Aitutaki in the Cook Islands. Why would kids need shoes when there are no snakes or poisonous spiders? And why bother wearing fancy shoes when they will only sink in the sand? The light filters through the stained glass windows in squares of red, blue, green, and yellow. Clearly, the small boy 3 rows in front is not entertained by this subtle light show. He keeps sliding off the pew and running up and down the aisle. His mother, exasperated by his selective hearing, grabs his ear as he makes his next pass and pulls him down next to her. I watched amused as she mouths some stern words but cannot hear exactly what is being said over the glorious singing. I wonder if it would work on my kids. The only reason they haven't joined in is that I've carefully placed myself at the end of the pew to block their escape. I don't think I've ever enjoyed church this much in my life. Aitutaki is indeed one of the most enchanting islands on this planet, with a lagoon that is regularly voted as one of the most beautiful. Most people visit on a day trip from Rarotonga, but this is not anywhere near enough time to experience even half of what this island has to offer. A lagoon tour is a must here. We jumped on board with Bishop's Cruises for a private tour, ensuring we could be flexible with 2 young kids. Whilst the morning was enjoyable, the highlight, of course, was One Foot Island. One Foot Island is a true island paradise. It has swaying coconut trees, white sand, and is surrounded by a lagoon with infinite shades of blue. My moment of relaxation was interrupted by the kids, of course. "Mum, will you help me find a better crab? This one is too slow." The kids have been racing hermit crabs daily since we arrived in the Cook Islands, and for some reason, the ones on Aitutaki seem to be on steroids. The thing about hermit crabs is, though, the bigger they are, the slower they seem to be. Basically, you draw a circle in the sand, place your chosen hermit crab in the middle, and wait to see if it has what it takes to make it out of the circle first. "What's your crab's name, Mum?" my little girl asks. She only just turned 3 and for some reason seems to particularly enjoy naming the crabs. Speedy," I reply. "You can't have that name. That's my crab's name," my son pipes up with. Okay, I've got it. Crabby McCrabface." They both looked at me like I've committed some kind of sin. I don't care. I like my crab's name and I'm getting into the spirit of it now. All 3 of us crowd around the circle drawn in the sand and cheer on our chosen crab. "Go, Crabby McCrabface! Go, Speedy! Go, Lightning!" My son is jumping up and down in excitement. His crab is about the size of my fist and has a decent-sized roundish shell on its back. He is convinced that bigger means better. I've chosen the smallest crab. It's no bigger than the tip of my finger and has a pointy-ended cone-shaped shell for its abode. My crab is by far the fastest. Crabby McCrabface is out of the circle and making a break for freedom before the other 2 have even hit the halfway point. At this point, my husband strolls casually up the beach towards us with an amused expression on his face. While I've been enjoying the sun, sand, shallow water, and crabs, he has been snorkeling out in the deeper section of the lagoon. He convinces me to have a go, but now that I'm going, the kids want to snorkel as well. All 4 of us put snorkeling gear on, and our 2 youngest family members hitch a ride on our backs. It's not even 20 metres from the shore of our beautiful tropical paradise, and we are swimming over giant clams and among giant trevally. One Foot Island has a little something for everyone, including the ability to have your passport officially stamped with a big foot as evidence you were there. I'm incredibly disappointed when our boat driver comes back for us. Apparently, he must get back as he has a wedding party he needs to transport around. Upon return, we pass the bride and groom in their finery, posing for photographs on a perfectly shaped round sandbar. The groom is wearing dress pants and a pressed white shirt. The bride looks stunning and is wearing a red island-style dress. They could not have picked a better backdrop for their photographs. Most of the activities on Aitutaki centre around the lagoon, which at 74 square kilometres is so large that Rarotonga, the largest island in the Cooks, could fit inside it. Aitutaki is dwarfed by it at just 18 square kilometres in size. It's not all about the water though. Hiking up the island's highest point, Mungapu Hill, will reward you with great 360-degree views of the lagoon. While steep, at only 124 metres, even my 5-year-old can manage it with no help whatsoever. I enjoy eating here just as much as I enjoy the island's other activities. This is in part due to the Boat Shed Bar and Grill, which has quickly become our regular restaurant. The ikamara is a firm favourite, consisting of local raw fish marinated in fresh lime juice and mixed with garden herbs and vegetables served with coconut sauce. It's presented beautifully inside a half coconut and served with island-style chips off to the side. Slowing down to island time is a must here, as is breathing in the fresh air, drinking straight from a coconut and tucking into a massive fish burger in beachfront restaurants. If you do visit Aitutaki, make sure you stay a few nights. And if you see Krabby McCrabface, make sure you say Kia Orana for me. Before I wrap up, I want to share a few quick tips for families who might be thinking, the Cook Islands look amazing, but surely they're expensive. The biggest savings come down to 3 things. First, timing. Shoulder seasons like April to May and October to November offer cheaper flights and fewer crowds, and the weather is still very good. Second, accommodation. Skip the resorts and look for self-contained villas, apartments, or guest houses. Having a kitchen alone can save hundreds over a week. And third, mix free experiences with a few paid highlights. Snorkeling, beaches, markets, waterfalls, and even church services are free and often the most memorable parts of the trip. Then choose 1 or 2 splurges like a lagoon cruise or scooter hire rather than doing everything. The Cook Islands can absolutely be done on a budget, even with kids. It just takes a little planning. Want to know more about doing the Cook Islands on a budget? I'll add a link to an article we wrote on this in the show notes. What's coming up? Next month, I'll be chatting with G Adventures about their National Geographic family journeys, small group trips designed specifically for families who want immersive, educational travel experiences together. So that wraps up our chat for today. I'm sure there are many other great experiences out there to be had, and we would love to hear some of yours. Thanks for joining me on this journey through family travel. I hope today's episode has sparked a few ideas for your next adventure. For more tips and detailed guides, head on over to familyholidaydestinations.com. And until next time, happy travels and enjoy making those family memories.